You wake up in your childhood bedroom because rent anywhere else would eat 3/4 of the paycheck you don't have. Your phone says 9:47 a.m. You have no office to go to, no lecture to attend, no shift to clock in for. You open the dating apps. The same 6 profiles you saw yesterday. 0 new likes. You close them, open the group chat. The memes are about being broke and unfuckable. Everyone laughs because if you don't laugh, you'll scream. This is not a personal failure. This is the new normal for millions of men under 35 across the developed world. Let's start with the part nobody wants to say out loud. Dating has become mathematically impossible for a huge slice of young men. In 2018, the apps flipped. Women, on average, swipe right on about 1 in 16 male profiles. Men swipe right on 1 in 3 female profiles. That alone creates a 1-2-to-1 imbalance before you factor in anything else. Then come the filters. The average woman sets her height minimum at 5'10" or taller. Only 14% of American men clear that bar. Add the top 20% rule researchers keep finding. On Tinder, the most attractive 20% of men get roughly 80% of the initial right swipes. If you're not tall, not ripped, not earning 6 figures, and not photogenic, the algorithm simply stops showing you to women. You become invisible before you even say hello. The result? In 2023, the General Social Survey found that 28% of men under 30 reported having 0 sexual partners in the past year. In 2008, that number was 8%. 63% of young men are now single, compared to 34% of young women, the widest gender gap ever recorded. That loneliness is not just emotional, it's chemical. Low romantic success tanks testosterone, raises cortisol, and feeds depression. The suicide rate for men aged 20-34 is now 4 times higher than for women the same age. Now layer on the economic collapse underneath it all. A high school diploma used to be enough to walk into a factory, construction site, or trade and earn a middle-class wage by 22. Those jobs are either automated, offshored, or require credentials most men never get. In the United States, 60% of bachelor's degrees now go to women. Men are dropping out of college at higher rates every year. Without that degree, the good jobs tech, healthcare administration, HR, education are locked. What's left? Warehouses, delivery apps, retail. Jobs that pay $15, $20 an hour with no benefits, no security, and no respect. In 1970, a 25-year-old man with only a high school education earned the equivalent of about $60,000 a year in today's dollars. In 2025, he earns roughly $35,000 if he can find full-time work at all. He is competing with immigrants willing to work for less, with automation that never calls in sick, and with women who, on average, outperform him in the new credential-heavy economy. So he lives at home. He can't afford a date, let alone rent in a city where women his age are concentrated. He watches his female classmates move to Brooklyn or Austin, get good jobs, and date older men who already have apartments and 401ks. He stays behind, scrolling, raging on forums, falling deeper into porn and video game loops that at least give him the illusion of achievement. Society's response? Learn to code. Toe-late coding boot camps are oversaturated, and AI is eating entry-level programming alive. Just be confident. Hard to be confident when every measurable system tells you you're losing. Lower your standards. He already has. The apps still show him 0 matches. The anger is real, and it is growing. You see it in the explosion of certain podcasts, in the election results, in the rising rates of opiates and fentanyl deaths, 90% male. These are not lazy men. These are men who followed the old script: work hard, stay out of trouble, build something, and discovered the script no longer leads anywhere. There are no easy villains here. Feminism gave women options men never had to question. Globalization and technology rewrote the economy faster than any generation could adapt. Dating apps turned human courtship into a winner-take-all market. Universities priced themselves out of reach and then blamed the customers who stopped showing up. The outcome is a generation of young men who are simultaneously told they are the problem and given no workable path out of the sealed problem. Some will radicalize. Some will check out completely. A few will look into crypto or trades or remote startups and escape the trap. Most will just drift. Quietly furious, quietly hopeless, quietly disappearing from the statistics we pretend to care about. If we want a society that actually works, we have to stop pretending this is an individual moral failing and start admitting it's a structural collapse. Trade schools need funding, not mockery. Remote work needs to spread beyond white-collar jobs. We need to talk honestly about how sexual marketplaces actually function in 2025, instead of shaming men for noticing the rules changed. And we need role models who aren't billionaires or bodybuilders. Ordinary men who figured out how to build a decent life in a world that no longer hands it to them. Until then, millions of young men will keep waking up in childhood bedrooms, staring at phones that never ping with good news, wondering what exactly they're supposed to do next. The crisis is not coming. It's already here, and it's very, very quiet.